everybody, and welcome to Practice Makes Prose. So this month here on Practice Makes Prose, we're talking about writer's block. Now, for this week's video, the topic is what is writer's block? Writer's block is basically anything that keeps you from being able to write. That can mean a lack of an idea, which is kind of what most people think of when they think of writer's block. You have an idea, or you don't have an idea, and you don't know where you want the story to go, so you just end up staring at the paper for a very long time. But another form of writer's block is when you do have an idea and you just don't know how to get it down on paper. This is one that a lot of people also experience, and it's just there's something there that when you're trying to translate the idea from your head and get it on paper, turn it into words, something's just not working right, and so you can't get it down on the paper. And another form of writer's block, and one that I feel like most people don't think of as writer's block, and is being afraid of your ideas. You'll hear me talk a lot on this channel about saying yes to your own ideas and how that's one of my big writing rules. And so that's definitely why being afraid of your own ideas and telling yourself no, you need to think of something better, and never feeling like you're thinking of the best idea will definitely get in your way and keep you from being able to write. Now, as writers, we do want to think of that best idea, the idea that hasn't been done before, and the idea that works for our story. But sometimes I think we get all of that mixed up, and we will have the best idea, but because sometimes we lack self-confidence, and we're just afraid that we're going to get it wrong, so we keep telling ourselves that idea is wrong, even if it might be the right one. So for me, that's the biggest form of writer's block that can definitely get in people's way, and it's just standing in your own way. Not having an idea or not knowing how to get that idea down on paper, that's something that you can't always do a lot about to fix, but when it comes to that being afraid of your own ideas, that's a huge problem for writers, I think, just because if you're always afraid of your own ideas, if you can never say yes to yourself, then you're never going to get anywhere. And it's also the easiest problem to fix, believe it or not. It's just about having confidence and being willing to sit down and write and just see what happens. So that's all I really have to say on about what the types of writer's block are. As far as preventing those, like I said, with not having an idea and not knowing how to get the idea down on paper, those are sometimes a little bit harder to figure out how to go about preventing. But when it comes to being afraid of your own ideas, I've already mentioned those tips. Just have confidence and be willing to sit there and write and just see what happens, and be willing to suck and do the wrong thing, because writing is revisions, and if you don't have something down on paper to revise, then you're never going to get anywhere. So that's all for this week's video. I will see you guys next week with our new topic on writer's block, and don't forget to check out Monday's video on the different types of writer's block. Happy writing, and don't forget, practice makes prose.